My name's Maya.
My name is Katie.
And welcome to the McKady Talk Show. Today we will be discussing the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. So, tell me about this case.
Well, to put it simply, ADA is an act that prohibits discrimination for people with disabilities, such as in employment, public services, public accommodations, and the list goes on. All things that allow someone with disabilities to live an average day-to-day life is included.
That must be really helpful for those in need. Even just adding an accessibility ramp could be helpful. But why wasn't this implemented earlier?
People with disabilities were often seen as inferior and incompetent, or simply as someone who wouldn't be able to live a basic life. It took the Capitol Crawl protest to even spark the ADA into consideration.
What's the Capitol Crawl?
The Capitol Crawl was a very important part of this case. In 1990, many disabled activists dropped their wheelchairs and crawled up the 83 steps of the U.S. Capitol. They did this to show the inaccessibility of public spaces.
Wow, that's really awesome.
I know, right? That's played such a pivotal role in determining public opinion and pressuring lawmakers to take serious action.
Seeing people come together to make a change like that just really makes the world seem not so bad.
What do you think the significance of this act is?
Well, obviously, it's preventing disabled people from being segregated from the general population by allowing them to get special accommodations.
Isn't there a Supreme Court case that really nailed that in?
Yep. In 1999, two women named Louise Curtis and Elaine Wilson were mentally and developmentally challenged. However, they were wrongly held in an institution for many years, despite the fact that they could live alone. Well, with proper accommodations, of course. This became known as the Olmsted versus Elsie. These two brave ladies sued their state, and the Supreme Court ruling favored with them. What are some significant things that the Act provided?
First, it protects people's employment, allowing them safety from discrimination in all different practices, such as employment, being fired, etc., as well as allowing special accommodations for them in the workplace. Second, it ensures that public transportation will accommodate special needs. Third, it allows for peace of mind in public spaces such as hotels, restaurants, and stores, that it will be accessible to those with disabilities such as ramps or modified menus, stuff like that. And the fourth demands that telephones have relay systems that can accommodate those with hearing impairments or are deaf. Fifth, the last one, is really just miscellaneous things that haven't been specifically mentioned but fit the criteria. Overall, it's protecting many different kinds of people, even if they're not mentioned in the Act.
Wow, that seems like a pretty solid umbrella. Seems like a lot of people are protected under the Act. Who are some notable figures related to the ADA case?
Well, before the ADA was established, the AAPD, the American Associations of People with Disabilities, was established by a man named Justin Dart Jr. He consistently advocated for disabled rights, alongside many other people that protested and did many things that continued to defend and, encourage the government to take action.
Right?
President George H.W. Bush signed the ADA into law on July 26th of 1990. Senator Tom Harkin, a key advocate who helped craft the legislation, he drew on his experience with his deaf brother to continue to help. Senator Ted Kennedy was instrumental in bringing Harkin into the process to craft this legislation. Senator David Durenberger was an original sponsor of the bill in the Senate. Representative Tony Coyle introduced the House version of the bill and was also an original sponsor like David Durenberger. Representative Steny Hoyer took over leadership as the chief sponsor of the bill in the House after Coyle left Congress. Evan Kemp, chairman of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission EEOC, at the time of the signing, was chairman. So, what opposition did this act face?
Well, there were multiple opposition forces, the main one being business interests.
Why were they opposed to something that would help thousands, if not millions, of people?
They were pretty concerned about the cost of complying and the potential impact on their profit. A pretty typical example of why businesses don't do new things too often.
Did they ever compromise in any way? Was any of it court-related?
Businesses' concerns led to compromises that appeased some members of Congress. However, no court cases were created in opposition because of these compromises made.
And what are these compromises?
I'm glad you asked. Some compromises got a 5-year grace period to help them meet the requirements. This was done by the undue burden standard, which balanced the cost and difficulties of accommodations of the businesses, dependent on their size and resources. Then there were readily available standards, which made businesses only required to remove architectural and communication barriers, but only when they were readily available to do so.
What were the other opposing forces?
There were also the grandfather clause that opposed this in a somewhat large way. This was a provision that exempted already existing places from the new rules, allowing them to continue under old laws while future cases had to comply with the new ones.
And that is all.
Yes, thank you for watching.